Everyone says they want peace of mind. It's a popular phrase. People say it all the time like it's some spiritual trophy they can just grab out of the sky. I just want peace. But here's the truth. Most people don't even understand what that means. You can't claim to want peace if everything about your life is chaotic. You can't claim to want clarity if you spend every day feeding your mind noise, your body junk, and your life excuses. Peace of mind isn't something you stumble into. It's not a result of scrolling less or sleeping more. Peace is the byproduct of a disciplined, controlled, powerful life, and most people aren't willing to pay the price for that kind of peace. You want peace? You've got to earn it, and I'm not talking about earning it by sitting in a cave humming to yourself. I'm talking about earning it through action, through structure, through the consistent slaughter of every part of you that loves weakness. You don't get peace when you hide from your problems. You get peace when you become too strong for them to bother you. Think about it. Can you be at peace if you know your bills aren't paid? Can you be at peace if your body's out of shape, your confidence is shot, and your self-respect is buried under late nights and bad choices? You think you're looking for peace, but what you're really looking for is control. And control doesn't come through wishing, it comes through warfare. The world lies to you every day. It tells you peace comes from doing less, relaxing more, finding balance. That's a trap. That's how weak people justify their laziness. You think comfort brings you peace. Comfort is where your anxiety grows. Comfort is where your fear breeds. Comfort is where your future dies. The more comfortable you are, the more powerless you become. And when you feel powerless, your mind goes into chaos. That chaos doesn't stop until you take back the reins of your life with force. There's no room for peace when your life is ruled by other people's opinions, by your own hesitation, or by your inability to commit to your own greatness. Ask yourself, when was the last time you really felt at peace, not distracted, not entertained, not momentarily numb, but actually calm, confident, focused, certain? That level of peace only exists when you know you've done everything you could to build yourself into a machine. When you know you've dominated your schedule, crushed your goals, trained your body, leveled up your income, handled your responsibilities like a warrior. Real peace lives on the other side of self-respect. You can't lie to yourself and be at peace. You can't ignore your potential and be at peace. The reason most people never find peace is because deep down they know they're lying to themselves. They know they're capable of more, but they keep choosing less. Peace of mind is not a passive achievement. It's a daily battle. You wake up and fight for it. You don't let the world dictate your mood. You don't let distractions steal your attention. You don't let weak voices, whether from others or inside your own head, pull you off your path. The man who seeks peace must first destroy everything that creates internal noise. That includes toxic relationships. That includes mindless entertainment. That includes half-assed effort. You strip it all away. You burn the excuses and you replace it all with discipline, strategy, and absolute commitment to your own evolution. Let's break this down further. If your body is weak, you're not at peace. You might be numbing your discomfort with dopamine hits, food, porn, scrolling, gossip, but your subconscious knows. It knows you're soft. It knows you're slow. It knows you couldn't handle a real threat if it came. That internal knowing, that's why your mind stays agitated. That's why your soul isn't settled. You weren't designed for weakness. Peace is the reward for living in alignment with what you were built for: strength, growth, dominance, resilience. Your bank account is another mirror. If you don't know how to generate income, protect it, multiply it, you are not at peace. You're in danger. Financial stress will rule in every part of your life. You can't have peace if your survival depends on a job you hate, a boss you resent, or a paycheck that barely covers your bills. So stop pretending peace is something you can breathe your way into. You grind your way into it. You plan your way into it. You build skills, you create value, and you become so damn capable that money stops being a threat and starts being a tool. That's peace, when you know you're not controlled by anyone. When you know you can walk into any storm and not flinch because you've prepared for it. What about your time? You think peace is possible when your schedule is a mess. When you sleep until noon and spend half the day trying to figure out what to do. When your time is dominated by meaningless calls, aimless internet surfing, and stupid decisions. You want peace of mind, get your time under control, structure every hour, cut the fluff, get ruthless. Time is the currency of peace. Waste it and your mind will never rest. Respect it and your mind becomes sharp, focused, deadly. People don't realize that peace isn't something that happens to you. It's something you command. If your thoughts are out of control, it's because your habits are weak. If your environment is full of noise, it's because you've allowed it. If your energy is always drained, it's because you've let leeches in. And every time you tolerate these things, you train your brain to accept mental chaos as normal. But it's not normal. It's poison. Peace only comes when you declare war on all of that and win. You want to know why most people never find peace of mind? It's because they're not willing to go through the pain required to reach it. They want the reward, but they don't want the sacrifice. They want the calm, but they don't want to face their chaos, so they medicate. They distract, they escape, but nothing works long term because you can't fake peace. You either earn it or you don't get it. And earning it means you have to build a life that's solid, disciplined, and untouchable. You have to become someone that even chaos respects. And the irony is, once you start doing that, once you start taking control, peace shows up quietly, not in some dramatic, life-changing explosion, but in the little moments, waking up with clarity, walking into your day knowing you own your decisions, looking in the mirror and feeling power, not guilt. That's peace. Not flashy, not loud, but undeniable. You become a fortress in a world full of crumbling houses. Everyone else panics. You stay grounded. Everyone else gets distracted. You stay locked in. Everyone else runs. You stand. The real problem is people chase pleasure and call it peace. They chase comfort and call it freedom. That's why they stay stuck. You want peace? Stop chasing comfort. Start chasing growth. Growth is hard. It's uncomfortable, but it's where the gold is. And once you embrace that discomfort, you stop fearing life. You stop fearing challenges. You stop fearing yourself, because peace isn't just the absence of fear, it's the presence of self-mastery. And that only happens when you hold yourself to a higher standard than anyone else ever will. No one's going to give you peace. The world doesn't care about your peace. It will throw problems at you daily. People will disappoint you. Systems will try to break you. Life will test you. So you either become the kind of person who can walk through fire without blinking, or you keep pretending that peace is somewhere out there, waiting for you. It's not. It's inside you, waiting for you to unlock it. But the key is in your discipline. The key is in your execution. The key is in your strength. You've got to earn your peace, and you earn it by refusing to live like everyone else, scattered, weak, emotional, soft. You earn it by deciding once and for all that your mind, your body, your time, your energy are sacred, and anything that doesn't serve them is gone. You build your peace like a warrior builds his armor piece by piece, through blood and discipline and force. Because peace doesn't come to those who hope. It comes to those who fight, and once you fight hard enough, long enough, consistently enough, it finally arrives. If you've got a chaotic life, don't talk to me about peace. Peace of mind isn't compatible with disorder. You want peace? You better start cleaning your internal and external environment like your life depends on it, because it does. The way most people live, they're practically allergic to order. They wake up to noise, live with noise, go to sleep with noise, and wonder why they're drowning in stress. The truth is simple. There's no such thing as peace of mind without total domination of your environment. If your surroundings are a mess, your mind will be a mess. If your habits are sloppy, your spirit will be fractured. You don't get peace by wishing. You get it by cleaning up your existence with surgical precision. Start with your physical space. Look at your room, your home, your car. Whatever belongs to you, is it clean, organized, structured, or are you living like a toddler who's lost all sense of control? You can't expect to have a calm mind when you wake up surrounded by chaos. When you walk into a filthy kitchen or a disorganized workspace, your brain immediately feels tension. It's a subconscious signal that your life is out of control. And when your mind constantly receives that signal, it creates anxiety, frustration, and stress. That's the first step to killing peace, failing to rule your environment. The same applies to your digital space. Your phone is filled with apps you don't use, notifications that don't matter, social media that poisons your attention span. Your brain is on constant alert, pinging from one dopamine fix to another, and then you have the audacity to ask why you feel anxious, distracted, empty. You've built your entire life to destroy your own mental clarity. You've given your attention to algorithms instead of outcomes. Your focus has been sold to the highest bidder. You don't own your mind. Your phone does. So peace of mind, not a chance until you cut the noise. You want calm? You better start eliminating everything that keeps your brain on high alert. That means turning off pointless notifications. That means uninstalling apps that don't help you grow. That means deleting toxic content that feeds you weakness and drama. You think scrolling endlessly through failure memes and celebrity gossip is harmless. It's killing you slowly. It's filling your head with garbage and conditioning your brain to chase novelty instead of mastery. You want peace of mind. You need digital discipline. Your phone shouldn't be your master. It should be your weapon. You use it or it uses you. No in between. Now let's talk about your habits. Your daily rituals will either produce peace or destroy it. Most people live reactively. They wake up late, hit snooze, scroll through nonsense, grab junk food, rush into their day like amateurs, and then wonder why their head feels like a war zone. You cannot start your day like a clown and expect to think like a king. You cannot fill your body with trash and expect your spirit to feel light. You cannot live like a victim and expect to feel in control. Peace starts with how you command your day. Own your mornings or they'll own you. Wake up early, not for aesthetics or discipline porn. Wake up early because it gives you space to think. Before the world starts pulling at you, before the noise arrives, you need to ground yourself. That could be silence. That could be movement. That could be reading, journaling, or planning. What matters is that you decide how your day starts, not your phone, not your job, not some random crisis, you. Because the man who doesn't command his mornings will never command his mind. And if your mind isn't under your control, then you're a puppet, and puppets don't get peace, they get chaos. Another source of chaos, your diet. You fuel your body with trash and then act surprised when your mind feels foggy, your energy crashes, your emotions spike. You weren't built to survive on sugar and preservatives. You weren't built to binge caffeine and poison and then wonder why you can't think clearly. Your body is a performance machine. If you treat it like a dumpster, you get the results of a dumpster, slow, bloated, weak, scattered. You want peace of mind, clean your body, clean your fuel, eat to win, not to sedate. Every bite you take is either building your mental state or breaking it down. Choose wisely. What about sleep? You're not going to find mental peace if you sleep at 3 a.m. watching nonsense. You think it's harmless to stay up binge, watching shows that make you dumber by the minute. You think it's normal to ignore your body's signals until you collapse. Your sleep is sacred, and yet you treat it like an afterthought. You trade peace for distraction, clarity for comfort, power for passive entertainment. Then you expect to wake up and conquer your life. It doesn't work like that. Real power comes from consistency. You sleep like a beast, you rise like a beast. Peace isn't a gift from God, it's a return on investment from habits that don't betray you. Now let's go deeper. What's going on in your mind? If you're always overthinking, always anxious, always replaying the past or worrying about the future, that's not random. That's the result of a lack of purpose. A man with a mission doesn't have time for mental chaos. He's too focused, too dialed in. But when you lack a purpose, when you wake up every day just surviving, you become a magnet for anxiety. Because your mind knows you're wasting your potential, and wasted potential is the root of restlessness. You weren't designed for average, your soul knows it. So every time you settle for less, your mind revolts. That's why you don't feel peace. Find your purpose. That doesn't mean you need to save the world. It means you need to define what you're building, what you're becoming, what mountain you're climbing. Peace comes from knowing where you're going and why. Direction kills doubt. Action kills anxiety. You can't be at peace if you're drifting. You need to wake up every day with a fire in your gut, not desperation. Determination. You were built to hunt, not hide. You were built to dominate your field, to command your time, to move through life with intent. Without intent, your life becomes noise, and noise is the enemy of peace. Let's talk about relationships, another battlefield. Most people surround themselves with chaos and wonder why they're mentally broken. If your circle is filled with weak, negative, jealous, or toxic people, you will never have peace. Never. Doesn't matter how rich you are, how fit you are, how successful you are. If your environment is filled with emotional parasites, you will always feel drained. Peace of mind is impossible when you're constantly walking on eggshells, managing drama, or babysitting grown adults. So cut the fat. Your circle should be calm, driven, focused, and growth-oriented. You need to be around people who raise your standards, not lower them. Don't let emotional instability live rent free in your life. That means cutting ties with anyone who's addicted to drama. That means saying no to people who take more than they give. That means protecting your peace like it's gold, because it is. You want to keep your mind clear. Start eliminating people who thrive in confusion. You can't meditate your way out of a toxic relationship. You can't breathe your way to peace if the people closest to you are constantly breaking you. You have to choose them or your sanity. Your peace is more valuable than any fake friendship or dead-end connection. Remember that. And lastly, what about your mindset? Because even if you clean your room, fix your diet, build a routine, find your mission, and cut bad relationships, if your inner dialogue is garbage, you still lose. You can't expect external order to fix internal chaos. You've got to confront your inner coward. You've got to hunt down every thought that makes you doubt, makes you fear, makes you hesitate. Your mind needs to be your ally, not your enemy. That means reprogramming it with truth. With fire, with clarity. You don't talk to yourself like a victim. You talk to yourself like a conqueror. If your default thoughts are fear-based, you've got work to do. Most people live with mental loops of what if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I'm not good enough? You think you can build peace with that soundtrack in your head. You think that voice of doubt is going to lead you to greatness. Of course not. You kill that voice. You replace it with something stronger. What if I win? What if I'm unstoppable? What if everything works out because I refuse to quit? That's how you start taking command of your inner world. And until your inner world bows to your will, peace is a fantasy. Because peace of mind isn't soft. It's not passive. It's not emotional. It's forged. It's earned. It's trained. It's enforced through routine, through discipline, through self-awareness, and through the ruthless removal of anything that doesn't serve your greatness. Every habit, every relationship, every environment, every thought. Either it feeds your peace or it starves it. That's the level of accountability it takes. You either accept that responsibility or you live in chaos pretending it's normal. But deep down, you'll always know you could have had more, you could have been more, you could have built a life that didn't need an escape, because it was the escape. People think peace of mind is found by doing less, by slowing down, by escaping from the grind. That's a lie sold to weak people. Real peace doesn't come from sitting on a beach doing nothing or locking yourself in a cabin pretending the world doesn't exist. That kind of silence is temporary. You don't need temporary. You need permanent. You need unshakable. The kind of peace that walks into the storm and stays calm. The kind that doesn't flinch when the world tries to break you. And that kind of peace only comes through mastery of yourself. You must become dangerous before you can ever be truly at peace. Weak men think peace means softness. Strong men know peace means control. Control over your mind, your emotions, your time, your environment. Peace is not the absence of conflict. It's the presence of power. If you are not capable of absolute violence, absolute discipline, absolute decision, and you're simply calm, it's not peace. It's helplessness. It's sedation. Real peace is knowing you could unleash chaos but choose not to. Real peace is power under control. So the first thing you've got to kill is this idea that peace is passive. You don't get peace by meditating your problems away. You don't get it by drinking herbal tea and taking deep breaths while your life falls apart. That's called coping. Coping is for people who have accepted defeat. Peace is the result of victory. It's the byproduct of conquering every part of your life that once had power over you. Your addictions, your distractions, your laziness, your self-doubt. When you destroy them, peace rises. But until you go to war with yourself, you will never know peace. Let's get real. You can't be at peace when you're broke. You can pretend all day, but deep inside, There's always that voice reminding you that you're one bill away from disaster, that your life is hanging by a thread, that if the car breaks down or your rent goes up, you're finished. That's not peace, that's anxiety with a smile. Financial peace is fundamental. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys options, and options buy breathing room. Options let you walk away from chaos. They let you say no to stupidity. And they let you build a life on your terms. If you're financially struggling, don't talk to me about inner peace. Your subconscious knows you're vulnerable. You know you're not safe. You know you're dependent. Peace doesn't come from hoping the system saves you. It comes from building the skills, the assets, the mindset that turns you into your own safety net. That means increasing your income. That means cutting your liabilities. That means investing in skills that print money, not just collect paychecks. You've got to go from survival to sovereignty. You've got to become the kind of person who cannot be financially dominated, no matter what the economy does. This also means killing consumerism, because most people are broke in the mind before they're broke in the bank. They think peace comes from the next gadget, the next toy, the next upgrade. They're chasing dopamine, not peace. Peace isn't about acquiring, it's about alignment. You can't buy your way into inner stability. You have to build it, and that requires financial clarity. What do you want? Why do you want it? Are your purchases building your freedom or feeding your ego? You cannot serve both your mission and your materialism. Choose wisely. Let's move beyond money. Another massive enemy of peace is comparison. You're scrolling through social media every day, looking at people who appear more successful, more attractive, more fulfilled. And you wonder why your mind is a storm. You're injecting jealousy straight into your brain and expecting calm. That's not how it works. You've allowed your self-worth to be auctioned off to strangers. You've let artificial validation become your standard of success, and that creates internal warfare, because every time you measure your life against someone else's highlight reel, you kill your confidence. You destroy your gratitude, you lose your center. The only comparison that matters is between who you were yesterday and who you are today. That's it. Everyone's running a different race. Everyone has a different past, a different skill set, a different mission. If you spend your life chasing someone else's vision, you'll never have peace. You'll have confusion, jealousy, bitterness. You'll start pursuing goals that aren't even yours, and no matter how successful you become, your soul will rebel, because it knows you're living a lie. Peace comes when your life aligns with your values, your truth, your purpose. Not theirs, yours. That's why stillness is so important. Not laziness, not apathy. Stillness, time away from the noise, time with your own thoughts. Time to reflect, to evaluate, to strategize. If you don't make space for solitude, you'll live in reaction mode forever. And men who live in reaction mode never find peace. They're always adjusting to the world instead of designing it. They're always responding to problems instead of creating solutions. Stillness gives you the vantage point to move with purpose. You're not running from fire to fire. You're above the chaos, choosing your targets with precision. But most people are terrified of silence. They don't want to hear their own thoughts because they know what's waiting: regret, shame, guilt, fear, so they keep themselves busy, distracted, entertained. Anything to avoid that quiet confrontation with themselves, but that confrontation is the very gatekeeper to peace. You can't ignore your demons and expect serenity. You face them, you look them dead in the eye. You own your flaws, your failures, your bad decisions, and then you decide, I will not carry this into my future. That's when real transformation begins. That's when you stop running and start rising. Now let's touch on purpose again, because without it, nothing works. Purpose is the backbone of peace. When you know why you're here, what you're building, who you're becoming, suddenly all the noise loses power. Distractions lose their pull. Opinions don't shake you. Criticism doesn't cripple you. Because you're locked in on your vision, you have direction, and direction gives you peace. A man with purpose doesn't need to escape life. He designs it. Every action, every decision, every relationship either aligns with that purpose or it doesn't, and anything that doesn't gets cut. You want peace, you better learn to say no. No to average, no to weakness. No to people who drain you. No to paths that steal your focus. Most of your stress comes from saying yes to things that don't serve you. You've got to protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Energy is currency, attention is currency. Give it away recklessly and you end up broke in the soul. Every yes is a no to something else. Choose wisely. Choose like your future depends on it. And don't forget that peace isn't just individual, it's structural. The systems you build around your life either produce calm or chaos. Do you have systems for your fitness, your finances, your relationships, your growth? Or are you winging everything? Because if you're waking up every day reinventing the wheel, of course you're stressed. Of course you're overwhelmed. Systems create simplicity. Simplicity breeds focus, and focus produces peace. You need to engineer your life like a machine. Automate the small stuff. Schedule your priorities. Build rituals that reduce friction. A chaotic system guarantees a chaotic mind. Fix the system. Fix your peace. Now let's talk emotions. Most people are slaves to them. If they feel down, they act lazy. If they feel stressed, they quit. If they feel bored, they seek distraction. That's a weak way to live. Emotions are signals, not dictators. You feel them, but you don't obey them. That's how you earn emotional sovereignty. That's how you build peace, not by suppressing how you feel, but by mastering your response. When you become emotionally bulletproof, no mood, no insult, no setback can steal your inner calm. You remain solid while others crumble. You move with clarity while others drown in their impulses. Emotional mastery isn't denial, it's discipline. It's the ability to hold space for anger without rage, to feel grief without collapse, to acknowledge fear without paralysis. You don't numb your emotions, you name them, study them, and channel them. Anger becomes fuel, fear becomes focus, pain becomes power. That's how you turn your internal storms into strength. That's how you build peace that doesn't need to hide. That's how you walk into any room, any challenge, any confrontation, and remain unshaken. Let's be clear, this isn't about perfection. You'll still have stress, you'll still feel pressure, but peace of mind isn't the absence of challenge. It's the presence of alignment. It's waking up knowing you're doing what matters. It's going to bed knowing you lived with intention. It's looking in the mirror and knowing you didn't betray yourself today. That kind of peace can't be bought. It can't be faked. It can't be borrowed. It's earned daily through clarity, discipline, truth, and courage. You build it brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day. The final level of peace is not just internal, it's external mastery. You've done the inner work, you've controlled your thoughts, you've fixed your habits, you've built the body, the bank account, the discipline, but there's one more layer, your environment, the people around you, the places you go, the daily patterns that either fuel your peace or fracture it. Because no matter how powerful your mind is, if your surroundings are toxic, eventually it will leak into your soul. You cannot meditate your way out of chaos if you keep living in it. Peace is a battlefield, and your environment is either helping you or hunting you. Audit your circle. Look around at the people you spend time with. Do they pull you up or pull you down? Are they aligned with your mission or distracting you from it? Are they emotionally stable, or are they dumping their baggage on you every day? You can't be at peace when you're surrounded by instability, drama, gossip, negativity, victim mentality. It all infects you even when you think you're immune. Energy is contagious. You want peace. Be ruthless with your access. Just because someone has history with you doesn't mean they deserve proximity. Cut loose the liabilities. Your future is not a group project. You weren't born to fix everyone. You weren't born to carry emotional dead weight. Stop trying to save people who don't want to save themselves. Stop trying to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. That's how you lose peace, trying to control things outside your control. You can love people from a distance. You can wish them well without walking their path. Your destiny doesn't have space for passengers who won't row. This is your life. You're building something real, and you don't need people pulling you backward while you're trying to rise. Next is your physical environment. Where do you live? Where do you work? What does your room look like? What does your home feel like? Is it a place of order or chaos? Is it clean, functional, empowering? Or is it cluttered, stressful, suffocating? Your physical space mirrors your mental space. If you live in disorder, you will think in disorder. And when your thoughts are messy, your actions are ineffective. Peace thrives in structure, simplicity, cleanliness. Design your space like it's a temple, not a trash heap. This isn't about luxury, it's about alignment. When your surroundings reflect your values, your mind calms. That includes digital space too. What's on your phone? What notifications are stealing your attention? What garbage is on your timeline? You want peace, but your feed is war. You want calm, but your screen is noise. You're doom. Scrolling through disasters, envy. Scrolling through highlight reels, consuming trash content, and you wonder why your mind feels fried. You've got to declutter digitally, unfollow, unsubscribe, delete, silence, set strict boundaries with your phone. That device is either a tool or a trap. Use it like a weapon for creation, not as a pacifier for boredom. Now let's talk about routines. Peace of mind comes from predictable excellence. Routines don't trap you, they free you. Most people's lives are random. They eat random food at random times. They wake up with no plan. They move through their day reacting instead of initiating. That's not freedom, that's bondage. Routines build rhythm. Rhythm creates momentum, and momentum gives you confidence. Confidence breeds peace. You don't wake up anxious when you know exactly what needs to be done, when and how. Build routines around your power zones. Your morning, your workouts, your deep work, your sleep. Control your day, control your life. One of the most powerful routines for peace. Physical training, move your body, lift heavy, sweat daily, push your limits. Why? Because motion clears emotion. Every ounce of stress, anger, tension, doubt. Burn it in the gym. Don't carry it, don't numb it. Don't suppress it, transmute it. Convert that pressure into power. A strong body anchors the mind. When your body is sharp, your energy is high, and high energy makes fear small. Anxiety cannot survive in a body that feels unstoppable. Train until your body becomes a fortress. That's how you build mental resilience that doesn't flinch. Another overlooked key to peace is sleep. Most people are anxious not because life is hard, but because they're exhausted. They're underslept, overcaffeinated, overstimulated, and underrecovered. Your brain can't function when your body is crashing. You want clarity, discipline, focus. Get quality sleep, not 5 hours of broken scrolling and stress dreams. You need deep, restorative rest. That means no screens before bed. That means cold, dark, quiet rooms. That means training hard during the day, so your body actually needs sleep at night. Stop bragging about being tired. It's not impressive. It's dumb. Rest is fuel for the war you're fighting, and while we're here, your diet matters. You can't eat trash and expect your mind to function at its peak. You are what you consume, physically and mentally. If you're living on sugar, processed food, caffeine, and fake stimulants, of course your mood swings. Of course you feel low energy. Of course your anxiety spikes. Garbage in, garbage out. Eat like a warrior. High protein, high clarity, hydrated, clean, consistent. When your body is stable, your thoughts are stable. You can't control the world, but you can control what you put in your mouth 3 times a day. That alone can transform your state of mind. Let's move to service. A major source of peace comes from giving. From impact, from doing things that matter to someone else. You've built yourself up. You've created value. Now use that power to uplift others, not because you want praise, not because you want recognition, but because giving reminds you that your life is bigger than your problems. Your pain shrinks when your perspective grows. Peace expands when your mission becomes external. Help others rise, mentor someone. Feed someone, build something that outlives you. There is a kind of inner stillness that only comes from contributing, from mattering, from leading, but be careful. Giving is not about self-abandonment. You don't sacrifice your peace to please people. You give from overflow, not from lack. Your first responsibility is to keep your own cup full. Otherwise, you're just bleeding out trying to heal others. Learn to give with wisdom. Not all generosity is righteous. Sometimes it's manipulation. Sometimes it's guilt. Sometimes it's weakness in disguise. Protect your energy, guard your time, be generous without becoming depleted. That's how you stay powerful while staying peaceful. Now let's go deeper. Peace is a spiritual game. You can master the mind, you can master the body, but if your spirit is lost, you'll still feel empty. Purpose connects to spirit. Fulfillment connects to spirit. Inner power connects to spirit. You've got to get in touch with the source beyond yourself. Call it God, the universe, divine intelligence. Whatever name you give it, you need it. Because no man is whole without alignment to something higher, something eternal, something unshakable. Spiritual alignment anchors your identity. It reminds you who you are when the world tries to tell you otherwise. Meditate, pray, reflect, be silent, commune with the higher order. You're not just a machine. You're not just a body or a brain. You are a soul. You are energy. And peace is the frequency of alignment. When your spirit is off, everything's off. You can feel it in your decisions, your relationships, your habits. You know it deep down. You just keep ignoring it. Stop running, face the truth, make peace with your past. Forgive what needs to be forgiven. Release what needs to be released. Let go of the poison. You can't carry hate, bitterness, resentment, and expect to find peace. That's not how it works. Peace comes when you live clean. Clean in your actions, clean in your intentions, clean in your conscience, not perfect, but honest. Are you lying to people? Are you cheating someone? Are you pretending to be something you're not? That dishonesty is costing you more than you realize. You think you're getting away with it, but it's eating you from the inside. Every lie weakens your foundation. Every false mask fractures your core. Peace is impossible without integrity, and integrity is doing what's right even when it's inconvenient. Even when no one sees it, especially then, you know what else builds peace, momentum, progress, growth. You don't need to be at the finish line to feel calm. You just need to be on the path, moving forward. Improving, becoming. It's the stagnation that makes you anxious, the stuck feeling, the paralysis. That's what kills peace. Even the smallest wins matter. Even 1% better counts. You don't need a breakthrough. You need consistency. Stop waiting for motivation, show up anyway, work anyway, focus anyway. Discipline is the most peaceful force on earth. Because when you know you won't quit no matter what, your mind goes silent. Let me tell you something people won't say. Peace requires violence. Not physical violence, but psychological war. You've got to destroy the parts of you that are killing you, the habits, the distractions, the cowardice, the laziness. You've got to choke it out, burn it down. Replace it with something better. That's a war that takes violence, and most people are too soft to fight it. They'd rather live in chaos and call it normal than step into the fire and come out forged. But not you. You know what's at stake. You're building real peace, not the fake calm of sedation, but the real calm of total control. Peace of mind isn't a gift. It's not something life hands you for being a good person. It's not waiting for you in a yoga class or hiding inside a motivational quote. Peace is a war you fight every single day, a war against weakness, against distraction, against chaos. You don't stumble into peace, you dominate your way into it. You rip it out of life's hands and claim it as yours because you earned it, through discipline, through control, through power. Real peace is not quiet, it's unshakable. It's not passive, it's focused. It doesn't come from escaping the world, it comes from mastering it. Most people are lost in noise, drifting in mediocrity, begging for calm while feeding their own storm. You are not most people. You are not here to beg. You are here to conquer. Peace of mind is the reward for men who build order out of chaos, who choose purpose over pleasure, who face the mirror and don't flinch. So stop waiting, stop wishing. The war is now. And if you want peace, real, grounded, bulletproof peace, you better be ready to earn it like your life depends on it. Because it does.